Got an hour to burn. You want to hurt yourself. How do you do this without any blunt instruments? Simple. You go on Zwift and you say you go to workouts with less than 60 minutes to burn, and you choose one of these. So the first is the Ringer, which is a 43-minute, 45-second workout, 87 stress points, which is quite the ratio given it's not a very long workout at all. It comprises 12 sprints, each of your sprinting power basically at 30 seconds, which is a long time to sprint for. So it's sprint / anaerobic. And the rest period in between decreases by 5 seconds in each rest. So it gets harder and harder. It's a tough workout. The second one is the Gorby, so that's an hour long, 81 stress points, and basically it's a VO2 max workout, so 5 times 5 minutes with 5-minute rest in between. Done this one before. Hard, you feel like you've done a proper hour's graft at the end of that. So that's number 2, the Gorby. Next one, an old favourite, 55 minutes, 72 stress points, and it's an FTP interval workout. So 2 times 15 minutes at your FTP with 10 minutes recovery in between. Physically, it's, very completable. Mentally, 15 minutes seems like quite a long time, especially because you're not competing against anyone, only against yourself. So just trying to stay on that number and keep focused is tough, especially in the first interval, because you've got the second one to come. So that's the third one, 2 times FTP intervals. And the fourth one, and what I definitely consider the hardest hour of work you can do on Zwift, is the McCarthy special. So just look at it. It just exudes evil. So you get a warm up. It's nowhere near proficient enough, but you do get a warm up. Then you're into 3 minutes FTP, 3 minutes VO2 max, 3 minutes anaerobic, or top end of VO2 max. Then you get my heart rate's increasing just looking at this graph. Then you get you do get a long break. You get a 9-minute break in zone 2. Then you do it again, and then another break. Then you do it again. Completing this, it takes some serious mental and physical power, which I'd like to think I've got, but we'll find out now. So I've got a couple of targets that I'd like to meet for this workout. High up on the list comes don't die, because that wouldn't be good. It doesn't do anything to boost your FTP. Secondly, complete it. If I could complete this workout and get stars, the full complement of stars next to each section, so to denote that I've completed it, I'll be well happy. Don't die, complete. That's number 2. Number 3, just to show that I've tried, I'd like to get close to my maximum heart rate, which is about 196 at the moment. So if I can get into, which is not bad for a 45-year-old, nearly 46. But my heart rate's always been quite high on the bike. Resting heart rate's quite low. But on the bike, I can sort of regularly last year I was time trialing, and I'd be 180 beats all the way. So yeah, into the first effort now. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, I'd like to be able to get into the 190s. Yeah, that would make me happy. That would make, even if I didn't complete the workout, that would make, it wouldn't have been a waste of time had I, gone so deep that I'd neared my maximum heart rate. So yeah, that is the third target. And the fourth, of course, is have fun, I mean, as you can see now, my face, picture of happiness, picture of content. It's not really, I'm in abject pain and I'm only at threshold. Heart rate rising exponentially high. It shouldn't be that high at this wattage this early on. But alas, it is, which doesn't bode well for the rest of the ride. So I'm managing to keep to those prescribed watts fairly, not comfortably, but I'm keeping to the prescribed watts. I should have really done this in erg mode. So you are, it basically the trainer doctors itself to only be able to be pushed at the prescribed watts. So when I'm turning the pedals, no matter how fast or slow I'm turning them, I'm always going at 335 watts, which is good. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I prefer to mix up cadences. I know you can on erg mode, but it's a lot harder. I mean, if you start slowing down, it's very hard to come back up again, especially if you're in bigger watts. Okay, so here we go, the 375s, and all I want to do here is stay. I want to stay on that target. This is the first round, so I want to stay as close to 375 as possible. I'm just finding the right cadence here. I believe I started spinning too slow. I think I'm able to generate more power more comfortably at a higher cadence. So I'm talking 95 plus here. But that does increase the heart rate quite considerably. The higher the cadence, generally the higher the heart rate, but the lower the cadence, the closer you're going to come to physiological collapse. So I mean, there will come a point if you're pushing too low a cadence that your quads just sort of turn around and say, no, I can't really do any of that. Can we stop doing that, please? And unfortunately, you have to oblige. Right, so yeah, 172 beats. Not awful at this power. I'd be expecting that. Thing is, the warm-up, it didn't really prepare your cardiovascular system for this beasting. And during the initial 3 minutes at threshold, I was getting ectopic beats left, right, and centre. Right, well, here we are in the final third. You can see I'm clinging onto dear life here. I'm finding it very, very hard to find any kind of rhythm, and that's basically because my cadence is too low. I don't have the physiological power. I don't have the enough fresh muscle fibers to turn over the pedals and meet that kind of power for this amount of time. But cycling is very much mind over matter, so if I didn't look at the clock, maybe my life would have been easier here. Yeah, so that was a mess. Yeah, nothing less than a mess. So I fast forwarded onto the next hard effort. Managed to complete the two previous 3-minute sections. Not in a particularly pretty fashion, but I sort of struggled my way through them. So now about a minute or so into this, and power is absolutely all over the place. As is my cadence. There's nothing smooth about this at all. It's I don't know. I think if you can complete this workout, you might have set your FTP a little bit too low, perhaps. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's been designed to be completed. Certainly not without the use of prescription pharmaceuticals, which unfortunately I've just run out of. Not really. I've still got loads. No, no, I don't take prescription pharmaceuticals to enhance my performance on the bicycle. I feel it necessary to take drugs. Fast forwarded onto the final effort then. Again, just trying to get near that power target is the aim of this last section. Obviously highly fatigued. Very hot. Very thirsty because my water's just run out. Quite dejected because I'm going to be doing 420 watts and I'm not really close to that at all. But yeah, actually you see as the seconds tick down, you sort of, you're spurred on by the fact that there's hardly any time left and it's time to put in that one last dig to try and get into the 190s. So out of the saddle, heave 188, 189, 188, 189, 190, 191. So that's that mission complete. So that's a tough workout, but it's also it's been a productive one. I did some sums after the fact, just putting in my averages for each of the three efforts and then dividing them by 3. So it worked out that I'd averaged about 349 watts for each of those efforts. So 9 times nine times sort of a high threshold effort, which is pretty good, really. So happy with that. Ish, yeah.